Domain 6 is Security and Assessment Testing. This is the new domain within the 2015 curriculum. What I'm going to do here for you is to give you a high dose of training in your inbox at no charge. What I'd like to do is to get our expert level up to a point where we have practical experience. So what can we do here? So this will give us regular email into your inbox where it's topical and it's of educational value. Practical tasks will be included. I see too many people sometimes have certifications on a theoretical basis. I would like you to actually be able to get your hands dirty at the coalface, and if you have to set up a IPsec system, you need to be able to understand that. It's maybe not your job, but once you've done the practical side, you'll understand the theoretical without actually just learning it. Interactive email communication with the trainers, so you can give us feedback and discussion groups on what we'd like to see. You can unsubscribe at any time here. The security assessment testing is the first section that we'll address, as this contains fundamental shortages of some of the security areas in our field. It does not help to be theoretically versed, but you cannot do. The objective of this exercise is to be knowledgeable in security testing techniques. So that includes penetration testing and vulnerability assessment. And here we'll use some open source freeware software solutions that you can actually download, install, and actually do the work in your environment. Also, just remember, if you do it in your environment, make sure it's a test environment. You don't want to do this in a production environment without proper change control, of course. Use resources to develop an assessment program in your enterprise. Understand that code review is a critical component of a testing assessment phase. And what we'll do here, if you don't have programming background, some of the options we'll touch on is some coding experience. We'll look at a different couple of languages, what you can do with scripting. We'll start very small and some powerful tools at the end of the day. You need to be able to use those tools in scripting to make your life easier. When you want to add value to a client or your employer, it's understandable that you need to know these scripting languages. You have to perform a continuous validation of application control in your enterprise. So we go through what we can look at from an application point of view, database access, and then also to develop an effective reporting and interpretation of the threat level of security anomalies. That's important because often what I see is we know the work, we can do the work, but we cannot present it properly in a report. And the report is where we measure it in our deliverables. So what we're going to do in this exercise, and this is your daily emails or regular emails, it might be daily, sometimes twice a week or so. We're going to look at vulnerability assessment, commercial tools, freeware tools, and so on, and the differences between that and penetration testing. What's the main differences? How do we perform log reviews in an organization? Synthetic transactions, we'll do some code review and some testing, misuse case testing, test coverage analysis, and also interface testing, such as stress testing in a web application environment. So a lot of practical exercises will come up. We'll have using vulnerability scanners. We'll look at, for example, Nessus is one of them. That's commercial. We'll look at OpenVAS, which is open source. Penetration testing, the techniques, what do we do, how we do it, when we do it. Network sniffers. Look at some of the best network sniffers available, which you should be well versed in when you're in this field. IPsec installations, that's one thing I will do as well, is take you through a whole IPsec installation so you can do it yourself at home or at work so that you can actually understand how the technology and the encryption works together. Network logging and monitoring, how we will analyze that, where we will log it. I did say stress testing of web interfaces, how we can make sure that things don't fall over once we go into production. Examples of SQL injection, how it's done and what you can do about it, and many more. So why don't you actually subscribe today, confirm, start getting your email, gain knowledge and learn to do, get practical, hands-on. So I will cover more than just this domain 6 because there's a lot of interaction with other domains that we'll address. And also, if you don't mind, just to forward to a friend, because I'd like to build up an elite group of people that actually increase our knowledge and fight cybercrime at the end of the day. And like I always say, practice safe hacks.